Okay. Good evening. I want to thank everyone for joining us here for the men's championship game press conference of the 2024 CUSA Basketball Championships. We're joined by Western Kentucky head coach Steve Lutz, by junior guard Don McHenry, by senior guard Brandon Newman. We'd like to make sure the attending media here in Huntsville have the ability to ask their questions first. Then we'll move to our Zoom audience. For the Zoom audience, if you have any questions, please go ahead and start putting them in the message board. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. For now, let's begin with the opening statement from Coach before opening up to questions.
Well, I'm obviously extremely proud of these guys. They battled through a lot of adversity towards the end of the season, and when it was time to tune out all the outside noises and to band together and play for one another, they did it. And that's hard to do in today's age with social media and people always coming at you from a lot of different angles. But that, to me, that just shows the character of these young men. They cared more about Western Kentucky and winning and going to the NCAA tournament than, maybe scoring a few extra points. So they deserve all of the credit. And, everybody that's out there watching, these are guys that you're going to want to employ down the road because they're winners and they're about the right stuff.
Questions from the room?
Coach, obviously this is a team that you had to kind of put together late, at least a good part of it. But I think from the start you believed this could be the team that is where it's at. What was it about them that made you think that?
Well, I got hired, if I'm not mistaken, on like March 18th, 19th, 20th, somewhere right in there. I flew into Bowling Green on March 18th. I do know that. When you recruit, you never 110% know, but we spend an enormous amount of time doing background checks, and it's really hard in the portal because things happen so quickly. But we sacrificed maybe a little bit of talent here and there, and that's not to say that these guys aren't very talented. I don't mean that at all because we've got a lot of talent in the room, but we sacrificed a little bit on a couple guys to make sure we had the right people in the room. And I've always believed that having the right people in the room or on the team is more important than having talent. You have to have requisite talent, and obviously these two guys next to me are very, very talented and will play basketball for a long, long time making money. But as I said earlier, they're the type of people that you're going to want to employ down the road.
Kind of an interesting game. You guys jump out to a 15-4 lead. Don't hold that. I think you're down by 7 in the second half, but found another gear. Just kind of tell me about that rally.
Man, you should probably ask these guys. But, at the end of the day, the message was not to turn the basketball over and to play better defense in the second half. We, for whatever reason, we missed a couple shots, and we let it affect our defensive intensity. And to our credit, we were able to flip that somewhere around the 12-minute mark. And I thought that we played very good defense for the rest of the way. So this team's always been able to score. I don't think that that's going to change anytime soon. But if we want to go far in the NCAA tournament, we're going to have to play defensively like we have the last 3 days.
Okay, I'll ask you, how did you guys flip that at the 12-minute or so mark after you turn off the defensive intensity?
Yeah, man, we just weathered the storm. Like, we knew they were going to go on runs. They're a good team. Like, coming into this game, we knew UTEP wasn't going to just lay over or lay down for us. They got good players, too. They made it to the championship game, too. But, we didn't give up second chance buckets. We didn't allow them to get more cracks, at scoring the ball. We out-rebounded them. We had less turnovers. We got to the free throw line more. So I think, when you have those three, that's a good recipe to come out with a win.
Don, when you guys were going through, I'm sorry, Jim Nash, when you were going through the losing streak late in the season, did you remember this? Did you think there could be a rainbow at the end there? What was, looking back now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it kind of in a weird way made me make me even have even more hope that we was gonna do this. Like, I just felt like that was what was needed, like, for us to have the fight that we had and to come in and do what we did. Like, I just felt like like after our losses, the losing streak, I just felt like it was all for a reason, for sure.
Do you think that in a way that might have helped you guys get ready for reset for this tournament?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that for sure. And coming off losses is always it's just like a extra like momentum boost, aggression that we have, and I think it helped us for sure.
I guess Steve, kind of touch on what this win means for this program now and going forward.
Well, I mean, obviously, Western Kentucky is one of the most historic programs in the country. I mean, you know, we've had whatever the number is, 47, 20-win seasons. There's only 7 other teams in the country that have had that. We've had a lot of good coaches here. We've had a lot of good players here. But the fact of the matter is, it's been 10 years since we've been to the NCAAs. And, Todd Stewart and President Camboni were very forthright and upfront in what they described and what they talked about when they wanted to hire a new basketball coach. And they said they wanted guys with high character, that were going to do things right on and off campus, that were going to be out in the community, that were going to go to class, that were going to do the right things. And then they wanted to go to the NCAA tournament. And these guys, when we recruited them all, that's what we talked about. We talked about winning the league. We talked about winning the tournament and going to the NCAA tournament and winning games. And they believed in that. They took a chance on me. They took a chance on Western Kentucky. And now they fulfilled their promise, right? It's nothing that I did. It's these guys. I mean, you've got good players in that locker room that care about winning for Western Kentucky. And, more times than not, that's going to supersede everything else.
You guys largely did this without the benefit of hitting a lot of three-pointers, 3 for 16. At times, you've had some slow nights that way. What did you do to kind of, it looked like you kind of got away from that a little bit and attacked another way?
Yeah, well, in the second half, I think we only took 7 of them. We went 1 of 7 in the second half. We obviously talked a lot about getting the ball to the basket. We were able to get Don in some ball screen actions, and he got downhill and he got to his floater. He got to the rim. He got to the free throw line. So that helped us kind of get back in rhythm. But at the end of the day, I thought that our defense was what changed the momentum of the game. We got down 7 or 8. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we went out and we got like 5 or 6 stops in a row. And when you do that and then go score on the other end, you're able to erase that lead fairly quickly. But, I know I sound like I'm beating the same drum over and over, but, our defense is going to be the key to us having success moving forward.
Yeah, Brandon, you guys ended up turning them over 19 times, 16 for you guys. It's got to feel pretty good to do that against that team.
No doubt. We knew they were ranked pretty high in the country, forcing turnovers and getting to the free throw line and scoring in transition, and be able to kind of flip that on them and get some extra looks at it, get some extra possessions on offense. It really just gave us all the right momentum in that second half.
Cole Scott, the BMK Lions story. Now that you guys have punched that ticket, is there any specific opponents that you guys are looking forward to face, or is it just whoever you get to draw?
Well, we don't get to pick our opponent, obviously. We're going to all watch Selection Sunday tomorrow in Diddle Arena, I'm assuming. And, where I'm sure the city of Bowling Green and everybody in the surrounding area, the surrounding counties, man, they're going to come support it. And then, at 5 or 6 o'clock, whatever time that is, we figure out who we play. And then we'll practice the next day and get on a plane somewhere and go play basketball. I mean, when you get into the NCAA tournament, they're all good teams. Right, they're all good teams. So you have to be playing your best basketball in March. And right now, I think that we're playing some of our best basketball, and we played some pretty good basketball along the way this year.
Brandon, you've been to the NCAA tournament before. I don't know if it's fair to even ask you to compare the experiences, but if you did, where was this one ranked in your career?
Right at the top. I'm gonna be honest, right at the top. Just from where we start, just from seeing this group where we started back in the summer, back in June, and just to see the progression that not only have we seen as a program, but as a team, as a staff, like everybody has, put their work in, individually, and then, as a team, like I'm really proud of these guys to be able to, blindly trust people. You know, we're all pretty much strangers, trying to figure out this basketball thing. And for us to be able to come together as one and show how good we can really be as a team, as a program, is special. So I would say this is right at the top because of what we've had to go through to get to this point.
What about yourself, John?
It's the best day of my life. It's the best day of my life, man. That's all I got, man. It's special.
Sir.
What kind of effect did the fans, they showed out in gross tonight. What did that do for y'all's team?
They gave us a boost like they always do in Digital Arena. They gave us that same feel here in Huntsville, so that was big for sure. Give us an energy boost and helping us to go on big runs, get defensive stops, being loud, and just amazing, man, doing what they do. Appreciate their support.
Sir.
When you looked into the stands and saw all the red, did that give you a little reassurance?
Yeah, for sure. That's all I seen was red.
Yes, sir.
The three-pointers were some of the legs, just maybe tired the past 3 days.
No, I thought we took a couple quick ones early, and I think that UTEP does a good job of guarding the three-point line. If you look at the numbers across the year for them, they've done an outstanding job there. So I think that they tried to take that away, especially considering the last 2 days where we shot the ball really well. And then let's just be honest, you didn't have Dante out there, and Dante's usually good to spread the floor and hit a few and those sorts of things. So you just got to figure out another way to win the game. And luckily, we were able to get to the free throw line a lot in the second half and make our free throws, and that carried us over the hump probably.
Right, of course, Dante drastically didn't warm up. What's his status? Was there any chance he was ever going to play in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Dante went through shoot around today. He went through warm-ups today, and it was totally up to him. If he felt like he was 100% or he felt like he was 80% and wanted to try it, we were going to give him that option. He deserves that option, and he's a tough kid, and we knew that if he could go, he would try. He obviously decided that, man, I just can't go. So now we've got to figure out a way to get him healthy here for the NCAA tournament.
Matt McKay Tower, first of all, if you need a cough drop, I got you. Second of all, if you were talking about something that Tops need to improve heading into the next game, what would you be most focused on?
Oh, I mean, you're going to have me up here sounding like an old crotchety coach. You can't turn the ball over. We turned it over 16 times tonight, and I think against New Mexico State we turned it over 5. You can't have those wide gaps in between the two, but I would just say being locked in defensively for 40 minutes. I thought that we had our lapses. Obviously, I'll need to watch the film, but, we had our lapses defensively, especially in transition. We gave up 10 points in the first half in transition and probably gave up 6 in the second half in transition, and that's normally our strength, right? So I don't know. I'll watch the film, but who cares? We won. I don't usually say that. They know that, but who cares? We won.
Yes,
let's
sir.
Let's go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Good.
The intensity and effort were a big part of getting you there, Liz?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, and I've said it all year, these guys play hard and they play the right way and they give their best. Now, some nights, I love them to death, but some nights they just maybe don't have their best. And the people in the stands don't necessarily like that or want to hear that, but that's just human nature. You have ups and downs, you have ebbs and flows in the year. And, when the time was needed, they stepped up and they rang the bell. So, congrats to them and kudos to them because it's hard to do.
Steve, you're still undefeated in conference tournament play 3 seasons as a head coach. Tell me a little bit about how you managed to do that.
Yeah.
Good players, good players, and a great staff. I don't know, guys. I mean, players have to feel good to play good, right? And it's hard to do that over the course of a 30-game season. And I always try to to build towards March. And the way we play during the season and the way we play a lot of different people and we manage the minutes and all those sorts of things, I believe that helps you when it comes to tournament time. But at the end of the day, you've got to have good people in the locker room that care about winning, and these guys obviously care about WKU and getting to the NCAA tournament, and that's the most important thing to them. And that was able to be the overriding factor.
Any more questions? Okay.
You went back in the game, played good. You were watching, weren't you? Okay. No, I played good, and we subbed him in and out at the end. The guy kind of took his legs out from under him a little bit, and shoot, it happens. It's a physical basketball game. They're a physical basketball team. Enoch's a competitor, and he's a tough kid, and he got right over there on the bench, and he's yelling, "I'm ready to go back in, so let's do it." He played a good game. Enoch has been very, very good in this 3-game stretch, guys.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we've had a lot of different people step up. These guys have played well, but Rodney, Baba, Jack has played good. So it's a team effort. It really was, and that's why I'm so proud of these guys.
All right. Folks, that's got it. Nobody's on our Zoom meeting, so Coach,
No Zoom
congratulations.
questions?
No Zoom questions.
Damn.
Well, everybody's here. After your speech last night to get all the
I'm going to have to
bowling
pay
green
my
here.
buddies next time.
Get all the bowling green here.